The Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Wednesday, the 13th of July. I'm James Spann. Hot, humid weather, a few scattered storms about. Maybe a nasty heat bubble developing northwest of the state next week. Let's check it out. Water vapor satellite view this afternoon. The westerlies a little farther to the south. Pretty good wave coming through the upper Midwest. There's an MCS coming through parts of Missouri. But around here, it's the ridge. And accordingly, showers are pretty widely scattered today. That was at 2:42, but storms will likely increase in coming hours. Not everybody will get rain, but a few spots will. And down south had some waterspout action today. Wow, check this out. These were waterspout images taken near Navarre Beach, Florida this afternoon. That thing actually came out of the Gulf onto land and then back onto the Intracoastal Waterway. To my knowledge, there was no damage from that. But it was a very photographed waterspout for sure. In fact, there were multiple waterspouts there. Temperatures really not bad for a July day. Upper 80s and low 90s. Birmingham at 88. We'll see highs around 90, maybe low 90s tomorrow and Friday. There's a watch warning map around the nation. Active weather north of the state. There is a severe thunderstorm watch for much of Illinois with that MCS coming out of Missouri. In fact, that thing's about to blow into St. Louis at mid-afternoon. Of course, that stays north of us. The standard slight risk of severe weather from Tulsa to Detroit, including St. Louis, Chicago, and Indianapolis. In Alabama, the guys at SPC have introduced a marginal risk for the southern half of the state. The air will be a little more unstable there. Some of the storms could produce a wet microburst or two. And, of course, you saw those waterspouts earlier on the coast. Tomorrow, a slight risk of severe weather, the standard risk for cities like Oklahoma City and Little Rock and Joplin, Wichita. There's a marginal risk clipping the northwestern tip of the state tomorrow. Then on day 3, which is Friday, a marginal risk just north of Alabama. That's with a surface boundary that will be stalling out north of the state. We'll probably see a little increase in the number of scattered showers and storms by Friday and Saturday because of that. Average rain for the next 5 days, valid through Monday morning, about 1 inch. And the tropics remain very quiet. All right, model fans, here we go. The GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You can see 594 heat circle to the west, troughing to the north. Surface boundary near the Ohio River, around Paducah, Kentucky. But again, tomorrow, much like today, partly sunny, hot, humid, a few scattered storms, and the high will be close to 90 or in the low 90s. Friday, the coverage of storms will likely increase. Still can't promise rain for everybody, but we'll see them around. Mixture of clouds and sunshine. High close to 90. Same thing Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds, scattered showers and storms. And then Sunday, the storms might thin out a little bit as the front dissipates north of the state. The high may be reaching the mid-90s with a partly sunny sky. Next week, heat levels coming up. That's Monday. This is Tuesday. And this is Wednesday of next week, the 20th, week from today. 597 heat bubble centered on top of Kansas. Thank goodness we're on the periphery of that. And if this is right, we would still have a risk of scattered storms with low and mid-90s. The really hot air would be over Kansas and the adjacent states. This is the end of the forecast period, Saturday the 23rd. That nasty heat ridge centered a little north of here on the GFS. And again, down below that, we could see a few scattered storms. Again, most of the modeling on this heat bubble next week suggesting the most intense heat will be either west or north of the state. But still, we could easily see temperatures maybe approaching 100. In fact, here's a look at numbers coming off the GEFS ensemble. And it's got us at 100 Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. European, pretty similar numbers, a few degrees lower, and I think this is probably closer to being correct, although I don't know if you can tell the difference between 99 and 101. But certainly potential for the hottest weather so far this summer in about 7 to 10 days from now. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.